All right, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Wargame Red Dragon replay cast. And it is another 4chan 3 vs 3 tournament game. On the right side, we have Team 404, which consists of tactics, longshot, and skill as the red team. The blue team on the left side is Team Das Ist Fantastisch, featuring Captain John, Kamran, and Silahdar. Or Silahdar. Sorry if I said that wrong, but boy, I'm challenged every day by people's names online. Now, before I speed this up to the usual 10x to the point where all the units come out, I just have a quick announcement that if you don't already know, I cast 3 other games. I cast Company Heroes 2, StarCraft 2, and Warcraft 3. I actually just started StarCraft 2. So if you like esports in general, and you just you don't really care what the game is, or you like RTSs in general and like to watch the competitive nature of them and very high-level replays, then you've definitely come to the right place. So if you would, check out the other videos and see if you like them. And now I'm done with my shameless advert. And I'm going to speed this on up to the point where all the units come out. And once again, on the same map, usually the action occurs in Gulf. Last time I casted this map, the top team here made it all the way to Delta right at the start of the game, and it really screwed over the bottom team. They just really couldn't do too much after that. F-16 scouting out the skies here, seeing if it can spot anything. Milan, lots of anti-air here coming towards Foxtrot. He's just going to throw a ton of troops here in Foxtrot, which is usually the case. And we have some troops here. Looks like the blue team may be coming to this town here. And I'm going to try and hold that first. And it looks like that is the case here. We have the Fuchs about to get inside the town here, and they're going to make it. And it looks like the red team's trying to do the same thing, but the blue team is in there first. So this is going to be pretty bad. If they try to get in this town, they could get in the town and just try to do block battles. And here we go. Except one is a Milan, one is a Fliegerfaust. And so it is just not going to be good against these Jaegers here. Jaegers just destroying them because they are not... one is an ATGM, one is an anti-air with stingers. And that was an instant loss there for our red team. Now trying to push into Gulf here. We have some units on the far side here. Some Navy SEALs to scout out M1 IP, Abrams M1A1. Trying to push forward here. The IP gets destroyed there. Starships over here. Very, very low cost units. However, they have Shillelagh missiles. It's a very interesting unit choice there. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use starships, but I suppose they will get the job done at close range like that with the Shillelagh missiles. But both of them, however, are already dead. M1A2 is in the woods there for the red team. And now the battle continues at this town here. And the Jaegers won't last much longer here. The Fuchs still alive here, far and away. And they definitely need reinforcements there as soon as possible. And I don't think I see any on the way. Looks like the Fuchs of VAB going there now, perhaps. And the Bradley is spotted by the red team. And just two squads of Jaegers left here battling against one. But there's more in this squad than these two combined. And the combats here, M1A2 has backed up a little bit. And an attack has been called there by Kamran, just trying to push forward. And now just 5 Jaegers left here, 2 over here. And looks like the reinforcements have arrived. 20 Jaegers have arrived. Need to take these 2 Jaegers here, these 2 squads that only have a few men left, bring them all the way to the back and bring up a supply vehicle to gain all those men back without actually having to replace the squad. And now the Jaeger here, just 1 man. He's going to try and run away. The Jaeger's going to take the spot here and finish that guy off by the looks of it. TPZ Fuchs moving around, and they finish him off very quickly. And now pushing in here. Rifleman hit the M1A2 there with an AT4, but the M1A2 more than ready and more than capable of taking an AT4 and only loses a couple bars of health there. And over in Echo, this is usually a sort of an odd stalemate situation in Echo on this map, just because it's so open, and I pretty much speak about this every time I cast this map. just if you try to go over the mountain, you get blasted by everything over here, and same for the other side. And if you try to go around the mountain, it's so open. Look, you just have ATGM Milans. Oh, talking is hard. To just fire away from long range and take out anything that's moving around there. So it ends up just being who can hold that the longest. Eventually, somebody ends up breaking through, but it takes a long time to do so. So Gulf is usually where it's at because it's very easy for this side to get to Gulf, very easy for the top side to get to this wood side. And so many A1Gs here coming in. So many troops being brought in, and I wonder what he's going to be doing. Maybe he's going to be trying to get into this town here, but that's going to be very hard. He has Milans on the edges of the town here. Problem with that is you got those Cyclos missiles, and they're going to destroy the APCs containing the units. Or I suppose, I think the better word nowadays is more like MRABs. I think people like that better, but back in Command and Conquer days, it was an APC, an Armored Personnel Carrier, and it still exists today. I mean, technically, but I think some people are thrown off by when I say APC, but this is what I mean by APC. These little Armored Personnel Carriers, that's what an APC is. Just in case you didn't know that for some insane reason, like you weren't from this planet or something. That happens, you know. And now, the A1G is pulling up here, and I'm not sure what he's going to do with this. Those M1 IPs could go forward and try and waste the missiles of those Cyclos, because if these go forward first, the problem is they're going to get hit by those Cyclos missiles, and then it's going to lose the majority, or if not all, of the squad every time one of those is destroyed. So that's going to be very hard to get into this town. Once this town is covered with ATGMs, then it's very hard to get into it. I would like to see some smoke right across the line here, and this is what a lot of players just don't do, and I'm not sure what it is. Maybe they don't want to just do the micro, maybe they don't feel that it's worth it. I'm not really sure, but smoke in this game is amazing, amazing, amazing. It's so good. If he just smoked right through here, these Milans would not be able to fire, and all of these units here could just push forward with no worry whatsoever. Well, very little worry. And the Milans couldn't fire through the smoke, so they would be able to make it to the town. And if these units made it to the town, those Milans would be toast, as there's only 2 men in the squads. And the Flaggerfaust are anti-air. And he is indeed smoking. Oh, what a blessing. This is the... Oh, what a genius is. Das Ist Fantastisch. Doing a good job here of actually using smoke. This is something that's so rare, it's actually surprising to me. There he goes with the smoke, now pushing forward. So many Jaegers pushing forward here, and all of the town is just pushing forward. He just took out all the units in the town now, just pushing them all forward. All these A1Gs pushing forward. Holy... Holy infantry push, Batman. And here it goes, and those M10s there firing smoke, and indeed stopping those Milans from firing at these ATGs, or at these APCs, for the most part, not losing too many. Otherwise, this would be a big loss. You'd be losing a lot. Starships now incoming here, 4 of them, and an M1 and 2 M1 IP Abrams here to engage all these infantry, but there's so much infantry, I don't think it's going to help too much. M1 IP firing away, M1A1 here, a CEV firing 2, and a TOW all the way in the back. Now all these units have made it towards the edge here. So many Jaegers all over the place, but there's so much coming down. The longbow up here just having a field day, firing Hellfire missiles over and over at everything that it sees, and it is out of missiles. It's fired so many of them. Chaparral now firing away at that longbow. Chaparral is destroyed. Another Chaparral coming around the other side, but blocked by the mountain by the looks of it. Looks like a successful push into Foxtrot, and that is how you do it. That is how you do it. I thought he was going to go in without smoke, like I've seen dozens of times in these replays. But somebody actually smoked for once, and you can see the benefit of smoking. You can just see this. Look at this now. And if you're watching this and you're wondering, how can I be a better player? Just take that into example. That is the easiest example possible. Just grab a couple artillery mortar launchers and smoke and push. And it's really, a lot of people just do not know how to handle that. They just can't handle it. Weasel MK20s here coming in. Gonna try and take out some of these Jaegers from far away. And some Martyrs as well coming around the other side. And Echo still is not captured right now. It is neutralized at group is moving here, that CV group. K1 almost making it into the wood line here, and it is making it into the wood line. And what can stop it? These Milans here, not able to spot it. And he's going to lose his CV by the looks of it. He does lose that CV. Peace Ryan flying overhead. And takes out something there. Did not see what that was. A1G is now pushing into the... And this is what happens when you don't use smoke, is you just get hit by anti-armor. And you lose your APCs. And now you're stuck out here. And when you lose the APC, you lose a lot of units inside of it. Sometimes all of the units, sometimes not. It's I suppose it's somewhat RNG dependent. And now pushing forward, going to try and make it into the town, but just not going to happen. There's just way too many Jaegers here that can be brought up. All these Jaegers over here can be brought over. He's got some Jaegers up here to stop anything coming down from the line there. Holding out pretty good there. And a +5 advantage for Team Das Ist Fantastisch. 543, just a 20. And that ATGM Milan is still firing away. As you can see, they're just so good. It's just so hard to push into Echo, because if you try to go around the side, all you need is just some ATGMs, maybe even a really heavy tank like an M1A2, and just make sure you have some anti-air there, because the problem is Peace Ryan, some electro-optical missile can just fly over and take out your M1A2, so you do have to watch out for that. An Aardvark flies overhead, and that's actually one of my favorite anti-air units, or not anti-air, but bombing units. I like the Aardvark. You can get just both Aardvarks, one for AP and one for HE, and they're not too expensive. Usually do the job for me. But as I said, yeah, if you have an M1A2 or something over here to defend this long open area, you're going to need something to defend it from jets with like Thunderbolts and things like that, the Peace Rhine, etc. So you will need something over there for AA, and it looks like he does not. There is a Flak Panzer. No, the Crodal there is there. Did not spot that for a second there. Bradley is pushing in here. Tons of Bradleys, tons of Jaegers. The Bradleys filled with riflemen here, so those were actually rather expensive rifleman call-ins. The Bradleys rather makes it expensive. I think it makes it like 25 or 30 cost more expensive for the riflemen, although usually it does get the job done. However, this time Das Ist Fantastisch is the winner. Team 404 was our other team. They had lost, really didn't accumulate too many points. A pretty good battle, though. That smoke push was certainly something to take into consideration. But I hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I'll see you guys next time.